Hi, I'm Brandon, and today I'm taking a second look at Marvin Lakhan, or Lakhan as I think it's supposed to be pronounced, but I'm going to call him Lakhan. He's from the Fort Myers, Florida sting, and he's well known for, well, a couple of reasons, but we'll get into that. We'll start with his wiki page here to see what was going on with him before the sting. It says Marvin Lakhan, who was 22 years old at the time, was studying to be a pediatrician. Yeah, funny how the guy interested in minors wants to be a pediatrician. I hope this guy never became a doctor, let alone a pediatrician. He was an immigrant originally from Trinidad, and like another predator, Peter Hernandez, Lakhan also disturbingly worked as a youth counselor. Yeah, it's funny how these guys with these perverted desires just always try to find a way to work with young people. Lakhan was caught by a perverted justice member who was posing as an underage girl named Cindy. Lakhan lied about his age, claiming to be 20. Again, just like Safraz Khan and Yazana Sfoor, they both shaved like 2 years off they were in their 20s, and they just shaved a couple years off their age. Like, is that really going to make a difference? It's still illegal. They thought it made them more desirable or something. After only a few minutes of chatting, Lakhan solicited the decoy to send inappropriate pictures of herself. He then said some very, very graphic things, and I don't want to be censored and get in trouble from YouTube, so I have to be careful what I read. But he asked if she was a virgin and claimed that he was above average size. He then described everything he wanted to do to her and said that he was not going to bring condoms. And he promised that he would not get her pregnant because he was studying in medical school. What the hell does that mean? As soon as you enroll in medical school, you can't get someone pregnant? What? He then said a bunch of more very graphic things, and then he even asked the decoy for gas money when he arrived. Just on my Patreon channel where I cover the new Takedown episodes, I just did one yesterday with a guy who asked the decoy for $40 gas money when he showed up. Like, on top of being a vile, disgusting predator, you're also just a cheap asshole. Like, you're asking a young teen for gas money? Good God. He also wanted her to invite one of her friends over so they could have a threesome. He then wanted to do it with her in the jacuzzi and every room of the house so that she would, quote, remember him. So this guy is not only a predator, he's also arrogant. The conversation took an even more disturbing turn when Lakhan expressed desires for the decoy to perform acts with the cat. Yeah, you heard that right. With the cat. So basically what happened is the decoy said that she agreed that she would do the things that he wanted if he showed up at the house naked. And from there, we'll head over to the Sting house and find out what happens.
Living room. Emily, call out.
Hey, just take a seat at the table. I'll be right there. I'm getting ready with my...
Like, how does he not see this as a setup? Like, it's just this, even without the fact that he's stripping naked. What? Like, how? How could you just be that perverted and stupid? Like, it just seems like you're in a strange house. You don't know this person. There could be other people there. He's just like, he just wants to do these things so badly that he'll do anything for it.
Where are you?
Why just take a seat?
If I was Chris and I found out this was going on, I'd be like, no, don't tell him to get naked. I don't want to have to go out there and talk to this guy like that.
Have a cookie. I made them because they'll go with the Kool-Aid.
And, like, this doesn't seem weird that there's just, like, a voice coming through some door. This is like a horror movie. There's just, like, a door that's slightly ajar, and it's all dark behind it, and you just hear some voice, and you're naked, and you're walking towards it. Not to mention that she's telling him, like, wait at the table, have a cookie, I'll be out in a minute. And he's just gonna go out there to, like, find her.
Kind of a little surprise.
Yeah. A little bit of a surprise coming.
You want to explain yourself? Grab that towel right there, please. Wrap it around yourself, and please sit in that stool.
Be funny if you just, like, wrapped it around his hair or something.
What are you doing?
This is one of those moments. This was, like, earlier in the show. I bet you Chris was just like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? It's like just when you thought you've seen everything.
Making a mistake?
Making a mistake. You drive into
Yeah, a little bit.
somebody's driveway, walk into their house, strip naked, and walk in where you think there's a 14-year-old girl home alone.
Is the kind of person that does that and tries to do this with a minor, that's the kind of person that is ever going to be allowed to be a doctor, let alone a doctor that works with children. I don't know what happened to this guy afterwards. We'll find out after this. I'll go back to the wiki page and we'll see. But I hope to God this guy was... this guy shouldn't even be allowed to see a doctor.
What is going on in your mind? You don't know.
Stupid mistakes.
Stupid mistakes. Now, what do you think would have happened, Marvin, had I not been here and had there actually been a 14-year-old girl in that next room?
Well, the fact that he was just marched right in and was ignoring her commands to wait in the living room, and he was going to go and find her, and we know exactly what he would have done.
What would have happened after you walked in there naked?
I guess something probably would have happened.
Something like what?
You know shit.
Something along the sexual lines.
Like you would have had sex with a 14-year-old girl.
I'm not sure if I would have done that, but...
I'm not sure I would have done that. Marvin, well, Chris will sum it up nicely here.
Marvin, you're naked.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone all the way. I wasn't going...
Yeah, I know. That was just normal. I always just show up at people's houses naked and walk in.
You went all the way when you took your clothes off, just about. What was your plan with the cat?
I don't know. I was just being stupid with that.
The cat? The whipped cream?
The thing is, I believe that they told him, the decoy said, I will do those things you want me to do with the cat, but in return, you have to strip naked. And that's the reason he took off his clothes. So that kind of shows that he definitely had intent to do that with the cat for real.
You want the girl to have sex with the cat and
He's like yawning.
use whipped cream? What? Explain that.
I was just being stupid with that. I wasn't really serious about that.
I can only imagine what would have been going.
He's like, oh, that was stupid. I think he's going for that's just chat. That's just BS talk, like the other guys say. Like, yeah, everything that I put down in writing and said before coming over, that just ignore it. It's meaningless. But the thing is, you drove over, and you fulfilled your half of the bargain. So it seems like you definitely had intent to do all that stuff. And if that girl was willing and there was no one else here and you were alone with her, there's no way in hell he would not have done everything he wanted to.
On in this house had I not been here. Am I wrong to think that?
No, you're not.
So what's going to be happening if I'm not here? You're naked, there's a 14-year-old girl, you're chasing a cat around, you've got Cool Whip, and you want this girl to do some sex with the cat and then you'll have sex with her. Is that accurate?
Like, how does your mind get to that point? I get it that people have, like, things that they're into, and some people have fetishes and stuff. But now it's involving minors and family pets. I think if you're thinking that by the time you're 22, you have serious, serious problems. And this isn't just stuff you're thinking about in your head. This is stuff that you're actively seeking out. You're online finding people and willing to drive to their house to actually do it. That is horrible.
Would it be okay if I asked for some water, please?
Some water?
Yes, please.
Saw that running around naked got you pretty dry out there, huh? Have you ever met any young online? First time?
Yeah, this is the first time, which will never happen again. I can tell you that for now.
Yeah, wipe that stupid wide-eyed look off your face. Again, some of these guys don't do it again, possibly because they were scared straight, possibly. But I think a lot of them, maybe they just never had the opportunity. But how could we trust them? Once you get this far where you're just that fucked in the head that you're willing to do this kind of thing, I think all they would learn is that if they were let off with a warning, they'd be like, oh shit, I have to be careful next time to make sure this isn't a sting. And we've seen guys do exactly that. They're like, hey, I've gotten in trouble before. Let's meet in a park instead or something like that. And then they get busted there. Then we get guys like Keith Williams who got busted 3 times by perverted justice. They just don't learn. They would just do it again. We've had guys do this the next day. We've got guys caught in multiple stings. Chris Handsome catches a second time. So he's like, oh, I promise I'll never do it again. Yeah, bullshit. You just go home and be right back at it.
Oh.
So it's funny.
No, I'm just thinking it to myself that this would never happen again.
Yeah, just the fact that he's like laughing about it, it seems like he doesn't get the gravity of the situation. He just thinks like, "Oh, this is just a goofy thing," you know. This is like, like I don't know what to compare this to, but he just thinks it's just kind of like, "Oh, I'm just being stupid," you know. No, this is illegal and highly predatory.
This is not something, no. This is not right.
So you're promising me right now that you'll never
I'm promising myself that I'm not.
hook up with
Oh, shut up! You're not promising yourself. He's just trying to talk his way out of this. Just accept responsibility and, just try to downplay the gravity of what I did and the seriousness of it and this promise not to do it again. Yeah, that's probably how he's gotten out of trouble before. And, well, hopefully it didn't work this time.
the 14-year-old girl online, tell her to have sex with a cat and walk into her house naked.
Not even under 19. I'm just, no. I'm promising that to myself, not even to you. This is not.
He's just like, yeah, if I promise this to myself, it'll make it look like I'm taking this seriously as some kind of personal decision. You can't trust guys that get caught on To Catch a Predator to not do this again because they've clearly already gone way too far. They're just liars. They absolutely are willing to do this again.
Good.
Well, there's something else you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens online.
Yes, sir.
Now, if there's anything else you'd like to say about this predicament you're now in, we'd love to hear it.
Just trust me, it'll never happen again.
And if there's nothing else you had to say, then you're free to walk out that door where you stripped naked and walked in. You can keep the towel.
This segment's also famous for the ghillie suit man there, this swamp thing that leaps out of the bushes and takes him down. All right, let's head back over to the wiki page and find out what happened to Marvin after this. It says, after his arrest, Lakhan was charged with a felony count, and on April 25th, 2008, he was eligible for Florida's Youthful Offenders Act, which offers leniency to young offenders with no prior criminal history. Like, why does that exist? And is he that youthful? Like, I get he's kind of young, but he's 22. So at what age? Like 25? That's the age where you're no longer youthful? Or is it 30? Like, I don't know. Anyways, it says, as a result, he accepted a plea bargain and pled guilty to the felony charge he faced. On May 2nd, 2008, he received a suspended prison sentence of 5 years. So basically, he got 0. He was also placed on offender probation and was required to register as an offender for the rest of his life. On August 11th, 2011, he was deported back to his native Trinidad. And sometime in 2020, he got married. Okay, so at least he's out of the country. He's Trinidad's problem now. But, like, it just seems like a miscarriage of justice when these guys get no jail time. And I get it. I've had people even say in the comments that, like, the worst part is being on the offender registry and the exposure and, and all that stuff. And I get it. That really is going to affect your life and it's going to be embarrassing and have a negative impact on you. But the whole point of, like, the way the criminal justice system works or should works, at least to me, is like, you do a horrible crime or you attempt to, like, you should get locked up. Like, that's really going to drive home the point that this is wrong. You're in a jail. If it's kind of like, okay, promise not to do it again, and you're on probation, and probation usually just means don't do it again, but you're basically allowed to go about your life otherwise, just with some minor restrictions. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way, but I just think, especially for a guy like this, willing to do this kind of perverted stuff, yeah, he deserved more than that. But anyways, hopefully he's back in Trinidad. Okay, under trivia, it says Marvin is sometimes referred to as an Indian guy. Well, technically he is, although he's actually from Trinidad, a Caribbean island which has a population of Indian descent, and that isn't well known to most Americans. He is the second predator to show up to get naked, the first being John Kennelly, and the third being Joshua Simpson. I actually cover Joshua Simpson on my Patreon channel, so if you want to help support me, you can sign up to my Patreon. The link is in the the channel description here, and I have like 170 videos on there. I do all the takedown with Chris Hansen and a whole bunch of other videos that aren't here on YouTube, so you can help support me if you want to watch those. And then it says Chris Hansen mispronounced his name during the sting as Lakhan when it's pronounced Lakhan. But I don't know, I kind of like Lakhan better. I'm not going to give the Predators the respect of pronouncing their name correctly. Lakhan is believed to have snuck back into the United States at some point, although he appears to be back in Trinidad. It'd be nice if him sneaking back in was considered a violation of his probation. I guess it's been more than 5 years, but they should have locked him up just for that. But hopefully he stays the hell away, and hopefully he never became a doctor. All right, well, thanks for watching, and if there's any other Predators you want me to cover or to cover a second time, let me know. If there's any interrogations or anything, I will try to do them. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.